Okay, we're here with Sanja. I've been calling you Sanja all week.
Yes.
Sorry for that.
Right.
You're from Croatia,
Yes.
originally, but now you're living
in the States. I live in Iowa.
in Iowa. Okay, and you have a flower shop, is that right?
I do.
And but you're also interested in foreign exchange.
Yes.
Tell me why. Tell me why.
Well, I traveled to Europe quite a bit because I still have property there. And so I'm always interested in understanding currencies, and that's really where my interest came in, is from just always having to deal with, and in addition to that, my mom and my brother live in Canada, so I'm always dealing with that. So I have been involved with in some way or another, having to translate things like property values into currencies. So it's just an interest that I've had because of my background.
Right. Now, I remember, I think the first time you met us, the MoneyMap team, bought the software, you put, I think, a testimonial up saying, how can I not love this product? I join the trader every day. It's a party.
Right.
I have my walls of screens with my dollar grids all over that side, my yen crosses all over this side. I can get instant comparisons. I mean, from someone who just had a casual interest in foreign exchange because of different countries that you visited and have homes in, wow, you seem to have taken that to another level. What do you actually want to do with it now that you're hopefully making pips with us? You know, where do you see yourself going? You want to get more involved with us in the business side, or what are you thinking?
Yes, I would really like to wind down all of my other interests that I have, which, are my properties and my flower shop and all of that, and just devote all of my time to trading and maybe being involved with the company if that's a possibility, obviously. But, my life's goal, my goal right now would be to just hop from one of these tradings to the next with 6 or 7 months in between so that I can accumulate more knowledge. I think that there was so much knowledge presented at
the seminar.
Yeah, that I don't know that I have absorbed all of it. I would be a fool to think that I have. So I think that each time as I'm growing, it would be nice to have another little input from people that are a little more, much more experienced than I am.
So, I mean, we tended to follow the same pattern each day where I'd be standing up at the foreign exchange pulpit there, this amazing desk we have in New York where you press a button and just like a grid, it goes up and down. So, I mean, my sort of delivery is pretty much like it is in England. I do the trade room and I'm talking and trying to make money for the guys here and the attendees here, and then we're talking about my experience from banks and how to use the grids and everything else. However, what we've done here is, as you quite rightly say, we've brought in more moderators than we've ever had in one place.
Yes.
Now, when you hear these names on our chat room, Morty and Sam and JH and whoever else was here, seeing them in person, I'm sure they all look different from what they sound on the trade room, but are you starting to own now some of the setups of the moderators? I think, for example, you do my vanillas quite consistently.
Yes, I actually really love that you guys place live trades. I think that's just fabulous. But I also understand that if I recognize a setup and I recognize, let's say, a point at which I would like to leave the play or whatever trade I'm in, I will decide to trust my own judgment at this point in time. I won't just wait it out. If it becomes uncomfortable for me, I'll just bail. Right. And so that's what I do now. I just I listen to you, or I listen to whoever else is presenting, but I'm starting to exercise my own judgment, and I like that. I think that's what I want to be.
Well, certainly with the software, the reason we like people to buy the software is so that we're hopefully teaching them to fish for themselves and to fish for life. There is the other side of it where some people say, well, I'll come on the trade room and just copy you. I think probably there is a bit of that goes on at the beginning, because if someone wants to try and make a bit of money and they think if they copy a trade they're going to make some money, then even if you don't really understand it, I'm not talking about you here, Sanja, I'm talking about any new recruit, they're going to come on to us and think, well, if I go on the trade room a little bit, might copy them, might make a bit of money, then I'll learn the software. I think it is quite important to think, well, we have so much recorded material now. I mean, when you joined us, hopefully you weren't joining just because you thought, well, I might copy them and make a bit of money.
No.
It was, I've done a load of due diligence already before you even bought the software. You've probably done, 10 or 20 videos from our FXMM tube collection. You then come onto the live trade room and hopefully you're sort of understanding why we say the trades that we say, and maybe even you're spotting them before we say them. Would you say you are now?
Yes. The way I did it originally, I took your advice, go through all the 32 little 1 minute information things, just so I would glance at the charts. Then I started listening to the 1 hour things. Then I immediately jumped in and started listening to the New York session, or, you know, I had the around the clock trade room for a while. So I participated in that, and I allowed 6 months or 3 months or 4 months, whatever, to go by while I participated in all of these activities, and then decided to come here.
Right.
So I felt, you know, semi-prepared to be able to absorb the next step of learning, and so that's where I am right now. And
from your experience of the last week, would you hand on heart recommend this to anybody else who's thinking of coming?
I loved this week. It was fabulous. It was just great. All these people, my gosh, the moderators were super.
Right.
The teaching was wonderful from every angle. I really actually posted on the chat.
Oh, did you?
Hello, in the New York trade room, we're having a blast.
Do you find that trade room now is taking on more and more of a, I mean, I would always hope it was professional, but to me, well, I mean, Kashif's made 173 points today in the announcer.
I don't even want to calculate how many points that man makes. It's just...
So I think, you know, every time and every week that goes by, I feel we meet new people come onto the chat gets better experience, and as a global group, the group, you know, forget any individual moderator, the group seems to suddenly be just sucking up knowledge, and the whole group seems to be getting better.
Yes.
Now I'm, you know, the business owner, but do you feel that as, you know, a customer?
I do. There are people that show up in a chat room every single day, and when they post, I completely pay attention. I mean, if Cash posts something, even though you may be moderating, but if Cash posts something, I immediately look at his setup and I learn from that, because he'll show me, oh, okay, well, fine. So he's looking at this level. You know, if Morty posts something, I will look at that. I mean, so there are a number of people who I've seen on the trade room who have posted trades, and I will always look at why they want to enter at that level, always.
And what sort of size, again, without trying to be too intrusive, I mean, did you start with mini lots? Did you go straight up to standard lots to begin with?
Well, I think that I'm most comfortable with just doing mini lots right now. And that will change in time, obviously, but I really would like to give myself a little bit of room before I decide to, you know, because you can easily go 5 mini lots and have a half a standard lot, right? So
that's right. Oh, Morty will always say to people, open a mini lot account, and if you want to trade 10 mini lots, that's your one lot.
Yeah, there you go. So it's the same thing.
But if you're practicing, you don't want to do it on demo all the time, you want to have a little bit of a risk, the smell of a bit of risk and real money, then, sure, I mean.
And it's also learning how to adjust your stops, learning how to set trailing orders, or learning where to enter. There are interactions that have to happen with the grid and with execution of trades that I think a person needs to be extremely familiar with before they decide to just sort of click, sell, and buy at a couple $100 level and think that you should be okay with that. I think that's foolhardy.
Right.
So, just my opinion. I mean, maybe somebody else's
no,
risk tolerance.
Well, every customer has their own, as you just said, risk tolerance, amount of money they want to put to this.
I want to go for a long haul. I'm not interested in getting blown up. You know.
Chipping away, making a little bit every day.
Yeah.
Leaving it in the account.
I would rather become comfortable first, and then make, you know, higher risk trades.
Okay. Well, look, thanks very much for having me.
You're welcome.
So, thank you very much for coming to the course. We really enjoyed having you. You're quite a character. I'm sure after.
I really didn't expect me to look like somebody who lives on an acreage in Iowa, surrounded with cornfields.
No, I mean, I always say the fascinating part of this business for me is the varied and amazing people we meet. So thank you so much for attending.
Thanks.